Okay, so this is gonna be a story video, another one of those. So now I worked with my dad. My dad builds ponds. He builds and maintains ponds in the backyard, like the pond that I have in my backyard. He builds them in other people's backyards, and he maintains them in other people's backyards. And but so I was working with him on Tuesday. And by the time you see this, I don't know what day of any week you're gonna see this video. But it was Tuesday, July 12th or 13th. Um, Tuesday. You're probably gonna see this on like Friday, most likely, or Saturday. But I don't know when. Um. So anyhow, there was a storm that day in Maryland because my dad usually does. Even though we live in Pennsylvania, he does a crap ton of stuff in Maryland. But um, there was a storm that day in Maryland, and we left the house. We left the house that we were working at all day at 4:30 p.m. And um, we so it started to rain like as soon as we left, and the job was in Cockeysville, Maryland. That's a very funny name. So yeah, you might know what that is. Although I've asked a lot of people, a lot of my subscribers, where if they knew where Cockeysville, Maryland was, and they did not know. So I guess they don't get around much. But anywho, so there was this this fine day. What was the fine day? What? Where did I begin that sentence with? Okay. It started to rain and it started to wind. And it started to rain and wind very hard. But yeah, and we were just stuck in traffic. Uh and there's an exciting part to this. It's not that exciting, but it was exciting for me because it's very illegal. Very, very, very illegal. And very dangerous. So, we gone down the road, and in Coggiesville, there's the Maryland Transportation. Well, not just in Coggiesville, in Maryland, state of Maryland, in most like major cities like Baltimore, Annapolis. They have um thing a metro, and it's called the Maryland. Well, it's not the metro, but like the buses, um, the light rail, which is a subway metro. It's an on ground. It's like a train. It's like an on ground. It's like an above ground subway, and I've been on it. It's actually quite fun. But anyhow, anyhow, I need to get my words straight. But so the MTA, Maryland Transportation Association, I believe it stands for. They had the light rail, and the road that we had to get onto Interstate 83, one of the largest and most known highways in the Northeast. It's not that's probably 95, but I didn't say it was it was one. It's pretty popular in Maryland, Pennsylvania because that's all it goes through. So it goes to Harrisburg to Baltimore. But I so the road that we had to get the 83 was being blocked by the light rail tracks, the train tracks. And since it was like really rainy and stuff, like things were like going off, like power lines were doing things, trees were falling on power lines, and something happened, and the light rail, the signals, like the things that go down to prevent you from from driving in front of the train, well, they went down, but there wasn't no light rail, so they were just down, and people, I didn't like expect this from people, but they went through it. They they weave their cars like in my dad drives an '07 Silverado, and it's long. Like it's long. It's a long boy. So it was that was my knuckles. So I wasn't very thrilled. I mean, I was thrilled that we were going to do what we had done, but I wasn't thrilled because of the large amount of vehicle that we had. So, um, yeah, people like a lot of it's a city, and so people don't drive big trucks, but we were driving a big truck, so we had to like we went like in between like the two rails that stop the both the sides of the road, so the right side and the left side. I mean, that depends on where you are, but so people were going in between the two. They were going like this here. Then the cars would come, and then they go, and then they go back to 83. That's what we did. It was fun. And I texted a bunch of my friends. It's like, we went through a closed railroad stop. It sounds a lot worse than it really is, but I don't know. And did I mention it was windy and raining the whole time? Yeah. But it's not all. It's like that was the major part of the story, but that's not all that there is. We got home. We left the job at 4:30, and we got home at 8 7 7 7 7. We got home at 7. And I it only takes to get to Cockeysville from my house. It only takes about an hour. So it took us almost 3 hours to get home because of the traffic. We went off an exit off of 83 because the 83 was so slow, but every road that we tried had trees knocked down in front of it. We got off, and every single road had trees that were blocking the traffic. So we couldn't go any of those roads, so we got back on 83 and went back. And my dad, one of the, because, the truck's so long, um, he throws it, he had to turn around, so he throws it reverse. The road was too narrow for him to turn the truck around. So he threw it reverse, got on the left side because he was on the right side because we're in America and the tree was there. So he got in the left lane, threw it reverse, and went almost a mile down the road backwards, going like 50 or not 50, like I don't know. And then there were like cars that were following us, and we were looking at them because we were not faced the right direction for the road. And then we were honked at, and then he whipped it around. It was great. That was that was that was fun. I feel like that's something I would do. That is something I would do. That is really something I would do. Well, no, I'd probably like try to back up and then get stuck. Maybe, I don't know. I don't drive. I'm 13. I don't have a car, and once I get a truck, it's not gonna be nearly as long as that thing. But yeah, so that was a fun day. We got back on 83, crawled until Mount Carmel, and we were fine the rest of the way. So yeah, It's a little story. I mean, the video is 10 minutes long. It's very long for me because, and I would make longer videos, but it won't let me without confirming my phone number, and I do not feel like confirming my phone number. I would, but I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. Goodbye. I don't know when you'll see this video. It's probably one of the most awkward videos I think I've ever made, based on my lack of able to speak. Oh my Jesus! I need an exorcism or something. There's something wrong with me.